It is so important for us to stay connected to nature, even when it's cold and dark outside. It is actually through living in agreement with nature that we can understand the cycles going on outside our house to better be at peace with what's going on inside of ourselves. Hi, I'm Kat RunningElk. I'm here to help you live a happier, healthier, wealthier life. So be sure to subscribe and listen in each week. I'm here to share infinite wisdom with you so that you can live a better life. This is a really difficult time of the year for a lot of people. The darkness can get inside of you. We hibernate, we isolate, and that's probably not always a good thing to do. For the last 4 winters, I've been living in Kansas City and struggling through the winter with my own seasonal affective disorder. I have done all kinds of things like buying the light therapy boxes, decorating my room in joyous colors, surrounding myself with pictures of the tropics and beaches and sunshine, bringing in sound machines. I had so many artificial ways to bring nature into my house, and yet it still wasn't helping me. And so I realized that the problem was not just simulating nature, but it's staying connected to nature. So I am prescribing something different for myself and for my listeners this year, and it's to go outside every day, no matter what, even if it's just for a minute or two, to stay connected with nature as we understand that this is the darkest time of year and that we will be seeing the sun start to return on winter solstice. When we spend even a few moments of time outdoors, there's an energetic connection that happens. And even if your brain can't quite understand everything that's happening and changing in the natural world, a part of you does. Your spiritual body, your energetic body comes into agreement, alignment, and a peaceful vibration with what's happening in nature. So that can help a lot, just doing that and being aware of nature's cycles. The desire to hibernate is natural. It is a natural phenomenon seen among many, many creatures, not just humans. The darker it is and the colder it is, we do want to stay in bed. We want to sleep longer. We have a tendency to head into a type of seasonal depression. And if you can, I encourage you to stay connected with the outside world. One way or another, you're going to have to force yourself on some days to go out and do something. Be in community the best that you can. Even if you lack the privacy and the space of a yard, you still have a driveway or you still have a sidewalk, you still have a patio, you still have that doorway, and you can step outside even for just a moment and take a deep breath of the fresh air, which we lack when we're inside all shut down for the winter. You need to breathe fresh air every day. Okay. You do need the sun every day. And even a cloudy day, our skin absorbs sunlight through the clouds. We know a lack of vitamin D contributes so much to depression. So if you can be out there longer and get some sunlight on your face, it's great to help alleviate the depression. You can take just a second and just be there, breathing in, touching the ground. I have told some of my listeners and my students that between the house and the car, stop, touch the earth. Even if you're running late to work, it takes 2 seconds to touch the ground and it helps ground you. So the rest of the day, you aren't floating through your life. Ground yourself, touch the earth or touch a tree, even cement, there's still earth under there. If you are going to spend more time in your house, in your bed, cocooning, that's okay too, but make good use of it. Journal, meditate, consider what it is you want to learn and how you want to grow in the new year. So when we do have to stay inside due to the weather or the darkness. Let's not just mope around, but let's find productive ways to be in our cave so that when the sun returns in the spring, we've got our plan. We've got the action steps we will take when we have the energy and motivation once again. Okay, so that's number one, is staying connected to nature. Number two is community, that we know how important it is, and that unfortunately we have an epidemic going on of loneliness and isolation. And so the winter months can really, really get to you. So find community. Create community, even. Perhaps you want to invite people over to your house and help them get outside. But if you don't have community, I encourage you to find an actual community where you are with people in the physical. And then the holidays, taking advantage of the holidays, whatever your belief system, to decorate. Know that it isn't just Christianity that uses lights and evergreen trees, that these were pagan traditions from long ago. So you can bring it into your own belief system. We have so many opportunities to use lights and scents and smells to help us heal through this dark time of the year. The native people of northern tribes have known throughout history that in the winter months they need to stay connected. They actually planned many of their celebrations and social happenings in the winter months. When the sun is shining and the days are long, that's when they're hunting and planning and preparing and using that energy that we get from the sun to do as much as possible to plan for the colder, darker months. And then when winter came, they knew what could happen when people isolate. So they plan events, and they would go around, and still do to this day, visiting neighbors, pulling them out of isolation, bringing them to the community centers to celebrate and partake of different winter festivals. That is also why, over the centuries, we have created our own religious holidays and ceremonies at this very dark time of the year. We light lights, put up trees to remind us of greens that will always be there for us, of that life that exists even in the darkness. So, whatever your spiritual beliefs or religious upbringing, do celebrate the holidays by bringing the light and the greeneries in as much as you can. It does help. The scent of pine is emotionally healing. So, again, instinctively, our ancestors knew you need that in your home. You can buy pine as an essential oil or cedar, they all uplift the spirits. Also, burning cinnamon or orange or clove, those other scents that are traditionally used in the holiday in baked goods, help you get through the darkness. So many of our traditions were created because our ancestors dealt with this without TVs and fluorescent lighting. They dealt with it around the fire. So, all these wonderful, wonderful religious traditions are very ancient and a part of keeping us well, healthy, and as happy as we can be in the darkest time of the year. So, going back over some of the things that you can do to help yourself through the winter is number one, spending more time outside. A lot of times we think running errands is going outside, but if you're running from the door to the car and not really taking time to be in nature, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about going outside with the intention of connecting with nature. If you have a yard that you can step into and put your hands on the ground, it's a wonderful opportunity to just be and connect with the place where you live. Say a prayer, offer a blessing, thank the land where you live. Give thanks that you have the opportunity to be a caretaker. If you have trees and bushes and flowers, you can speak to them. I also like to talk to the elementals around our home, the fairies and the gnomes and so forth, that help to create magic. And if you want good magic, you better talk to them because they can also cause mischievous magic in our lives. So, whatever you believe in, you can call in your angels and your guides to be with you. Give thanks to God, give thanks to the sun and the moon. If the sun is there, I say thank you. If the sun is hidden by clouds, I still say thank you because the sun is still there. And standing outside looking up at the sky, I have to remember that. I need to remember the sun is still there and there are sunny days in my future. Another thing that we do at our home as we head into the darkness is rather than fighting the darkness with lots of lights on in your house, is rather to lean into the natural rhythm that our bodies are feeling. So don't keep all those fluorescent lights on at night. Try to use low lighting and light candles. Having candles lit around the house in the wintertime or having a fire in the fireplace, again, that's like bringing the sun back in a natural way. I love the energy of a candle lit while I'm cooking or having candlelight while we eat dinner. It's not just for special occasions. So use that kind of organic lighting as much as you can. Your body will feel more in rhythm with it. I hope that these tips have helped you today. Remember to be gentle with yourself through the darkness and know there is a light always shining within you and all around you, guiding you back to the light of a better life. Thanks so much for listening. I would love to hear your ideas and how you make it through the dark winter months. So, best way to reach me is you can comment on YouTube or leave a message on my Facebook or Twitter pages. Let's help each other through the dark time of the year. Subscribe, rate, and review, and I'll be back next week wishing you a happy, healthy holiday season. Aho.